Sermon today. God bless you. You may be seated. We've already talked about the author of Isaiah, his life, and the things that he's done. And I'm trying to rush through. I don't want to go back to last week. I'm not going to say you should have been here, none of that, because who knows what God had for you and whatever you was at. The point is, you're here today. Amen. And so last week we're going to just do a quick, somebody say quick little run through for you can bring you up to par. This is part 2 of last week's sermon. But last week we talked about part 1, which was the habit of the eagle. Some of you remember we talked about the eagles building his nest, her nest, their nest in the cliff of the rocks, in the cradle of the mountains. That's where eagles build their nests. And so to paraphrase, or to let you see that you are an eagle. We're talking Christian eagles. We have the same attributes in the spiritual form that the eagle had in the natural form. Eagles build their nest on high.
Come on now.
And we're supposed to be building I'm not going to call it a nest, but our mansion on high. God said what? Send up your timber. We're supposed to sit up. Not build nothing where moths, rust, and all these things that can corrupt. You don't build your hope on house and car, and bank money and banks and all that. You build your hope high, like the eagle builds his home on high. We as Christians should be building our home on high. How many of y'all know one day, the old folks used to say, one day you're going to take wing, we're going to fly away. Yeah, you're going to your nest. One of these days you're going to take off. You ain't going to look back. You're going to have to, like the eagle, you're not going to have to worry about what's beneath you and what's going on down there. You're just going to fly away. Somebody got to help me. I feel God's presence right now. Because I want you to see that. Because see, when you live right and you do the things God wants you to do, you can tell your loved ones when that day comes, you can say, don't weep for me. Huh? Goodbye, world. Stay no longer with you. You'll be able to look back on life's highways, life dangers, and say, you know what? God, I finished my course. I know it gets hard sometimes. I know sometimes you feel like, you know what? God, am I going to make it? Huh? But that's why he said he will give you the strength in the time of trouble. Amen. So the eagle builds high. Job 39:27-20 says like this. It says, doeth the eagle mount up at thy command, and maketh her nest on high. She dwelleth and abideth on the rock, upon the craft, the cradle of the rock, and the strong place. That's what the eagle does. And then he went on to talk about the habit. We talked about the habit of the eagle. The eagle has another habit. The eagle is that it rises above the storms of life. Talked about that last week. How the eagle, it builds its nest on high. That way, when it goes towards home, the Bible says for us to look to the hills, which cometh our help. A lot of us Christian eagles, when we're down here going through life's journey, life's whatever, see yourself down here, see yourself here. But look, guess what? When you know who you are, and when you know whose you are, when you know that you got a home on high, no matter what you're going through down here, you need to stop looking down here and look up to your home on high. And you will find strength in the time of trouble. I feel like preaching. So we got to realize that the eagle rises above the storms of life. You got to understand, I preached last Sunday, I stood there and talked about how the eagle looks down. With his as when he's flying, he looks down like this. He looks down on his problems as he rises above all his situations. I thought about Jesus when when the disciples were out in the stormy sea, and Jesus came to them, the Bible said in the wee hour of the morning, in the fourth watch of the night, they said that Jesus came walking on the water. And when his disciples saw him, they said, it must be a ghost. Because they realized, can't nobody come out here and all this water. And they said the winds were bolstering, and the sea were troubled, and the wind and the sea was fighting against each other. And they was out there in this little boat, and the boat was getting beat up, rocking to and fro. And here comes Jesus walking on the water. You know what I like? When the storms of life, the storm of sea, ain't it good to know that when you and I can't handle our problems, but we got a God that your problems become his problems, and he can walk on our problems. Whatever you're going through, mortgage ain't too high for him. Rent ain't too high for him. Light bills ain't too high for him. Financial situations ain't too high for him. Marital problems ain't too high for him. He walked on the sea of life, going to the aid and to the rescue of his disciples. I don't know about you, but I get happy when I know that no matter what I go through, no matter how life situations get hard and tough, I know that he will never leave me, nor will he forsake me. He told me I might be on the boat rocking, I may be scared and afraid and going through, but every now and then he shows up on the sea of life, and he'll let me know. He'll look at my problems. I'm seeing this and that I'm going through, but when Jesus showed up, he just said, peace, be still. And all of my troubles, all the things of life, sea journey, begin to cease at his command. No matter what you're going through, know that all you got to do is call on Jesus. Grandmama said, he may not come when you want him, but I'll tell you, before it's over, he will show up. Pastor, you got to move on. Then we talked about the eagle. He thinks of what the eagle does about his enemies. How the eagle handles his enemies. We talked about how he soars higher than his enemies. He puts his enemies under him. And see, when we pray and we see God's face, God, how many of y'all know the Bible said that God will hide us in the time of trouble? I don't know about y'all. I feel my head. I feel good this morning. Anybody like me ever been in trouble? And you didn't know how, hallelujah, you was going to make it out of your problem. But all of a sudden, something just showed up and covered you. That even your enemies, you can hear them outside your problem, talking, trying to figure out how to plot to destroy, but yet you were hidden in the arms of the Lord. I don't know about y'all, hallelujah. But I thank God that I serve a God that when I'm in trouble, he won't leave me. He will not abandon me, but he will give me shelter in the time of my trouble. I don't know about you, but I serve a God that always leaves me a route of escape. Either a door, and sometimes when I get like Moses down to the sea, how many of y'all know he'll build a bridge? I had no help here today. He will build you a bridge over your troubled waters. Ain't it good to know when God show up? You can look at your life and say, God, I'm in trouble. And I don't know how I'm going to get out of this one. But yet while I'm talking, he's building me a bridge over my troubled waters. Well, I don't have to walk in the water. He allowed me to walk over my troubles. And I can just look. They had a song when I was a boy saying, like a bridge over troubled waters, he will lay me down. Glory, hallelujah. I don't know about y'all. Anybody here like me, thank God that he's my bridge over my troubled waters. He said, when my friends walk away, even my friends forsake me. But he said that he would never leave me. Nah, will he forsake me. There's not a person in this room today, no matter what you say and go through, you done been through some things and God showed up. Right on time. Anybody here ever been misunderstood? Folk just knew they understood your situation. People love to try to figure your stuff out. Any crazy how folk just try to figure. But then when you ever sit down and talk to people, you realize, wow, I misjudged, I misunderstood. Because none of us know each other's situation. Human minds, we have to have facts. That's how we figure things out. Factually, it don't make sense. But when we serve God, fact says that 1 plus 1 is what? It's 2. But God says that 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals, but those 3 are in 1. There you go. That's what I want you to see. See, fact said 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. God said 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1. Fact said that man and woman get married, says that I'm 1, Drill's 1, but God says that 1 plus 1 is 1. Don't add up. Y'all about to stop messing with facts and start looking at God's mathematics. Because I'm telling you, you're judging for wrong. You're calling this that when this is that. You about to stop messing with it. How many people know that 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread ain't no way in the world gonna feed 5,000 men, not including women and children? Anybody with me today? But how Jesus, when he showed up, he could take 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and feed a multitude. That's why God tells me, Pastor, stop looking at what you see. They may be small in numbers, but when Jesus show up, your 2 men in the choir, with the anointing of the Holy Spirit speaking through those voices, y'all will have mighty good time. When we understand God's method, God says that if 2 men are singing and you ain't worshiping and praising, you ain't gonna get it anyway. But if 2 men are singing and you singing with them, you're gonna feel the anointing. And for the Bible says that it moves from heart to heart and breast to breast. He's trying to tell you that the anointing moves like that. Glory, hallelujah. You trying to figure it out because you want to hear it through your ears, from their mouth to your ear. God said the Spirit moves from heart.
All right now.
Yeah. You trying to look at people's problems. You trying to figure them out. But the Bible says what? Judge ye not. For what you judge, you shall also. Anybody here today? I'll raise my hand first, because I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm keeping it 100. Anybody here today ever looked at a person and judged them? And while you were judging them, God spoke to you and reminded you of your issue? Your issue won't their issue, but you had an issue. And I just want to drop down here for a second to let somebody know that you might sit in here today with your Pontius and Pilate self. You may look good, look made up, and all those things. But I guarantee you, you got some issues. Your issue may not look like theirs, but you got an issue. Must Jesus bear the cross alone, and all the world go free? No, there's a cross for everyone. There's a cross for me. Somebody said, well, Pastor, what I got to do with this thing? Your cross is your issue. Whatever keep hindering you up, whatever keep holding you, whatever keeps stopping you, whatever keeps stopping you from getting where you're trying to get, that's your cross. And I want to tell you something, you got to hammer that cross. Because without no cross, there ain't no crown. You got to carry your cross. I can't carry your cross for you. And you can't carry my cross for me. Everybody got a cross you got to carry. But you got to carry your cross. You were born with your cross and you got to carry it. Because if you don't carry your cross, you won't receive no crown. Got to get on. I got to move on. Last but not least, from this, we still on last Sunday. Finishing up right here. We talked about the other habit was how the eagle cares for her young. We talked about how we as men and women and Christians and men and women and children of God, we have youngs and we've seen how we take care of our children, how we do all we can. But we got to understand that God cares for us all. Amen. The same way you care for your kids, God cares. The Bible says, you that are evil.
Right.
You that are evil. He called us.
Come on now.
I'm walking around the room. I know there's some people in here that's just saying to themselves, I ain't evil. Well, I guess you call God a liar. Because he didn't say some of y'all. He said, you that are evil. And this is what I like about the word of God. The Bible was written for the Christians. So he ain't talking to the people out there that's sinners. He's talking to those of us who profess Christianity. He's saying, you that are so saved, sanctified, and filled. Y'all, I'm talking about y'all. He's talking about us. Us. I'm ready now. I'm all of us. All of us ready here together. We are here together. That's why it's crazy that we walk around judging folk when he said that you that are evil. God, but I'm saved. I know, but you're evil. God, I'm sanctified. I know, but you're evil. God, I'm full of the Holy Spirit. Are you? Because the word of God told me that won't none of us be perfect until he changes on that day. We all shall see. We all shall be. He said we're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. But until that day, we're going to all go through some stuff. Until that day, we all going to have some trials. Until that day, man, Christian, you're going to share some tears. Until that day, you're going to have issues. You're going to have trials. You're not going to ever get it right. You're going to always search for the truth, but never come. You're going to search for the knowledge, but never coming to the full truth. Hey! Stop making excuses. So what? I'm going through. God said ain't no excuse. Keep on fighting. So what? I'm hit. So what? I'm gonna look. You might have to lift to heaven, huh? But guess what? You gotta tell your enemies, huh? I'm gonna get there anyhow. I'm burning this cross, but I got to get there, no matter what. Why? Because if God before me, who can be against me? Amen. Start telling your enemies, telling your haters, telling your soothsayers that if God be for me, you ought to tell people, I know you ain't for me. I know you talk about me. I know you scandalize my name. But it's all right because the Bible says if God be for me, then who can be against me? So you better hold your head up. Somebody better hold your head up. God is trying to let you know, let them talk about you. Let them scandalize your name. Let folk run you down. But you got to know inside of you that I'm a child of the Most High God. And he already told me that I'm not perfect. He already told me that I'm never going to be perfect. He already told me you're going to have some hang-ups and some issues. You know what's crazy? I got to drop this off. I ain't ready to go first, lady. What's crazy is this is the crazy thing. He that created me with flaws. God don't look down from heaven and look at us and see perfect. He don't look down from heaven and see us and go, you without sin. He already know. Guess what? That you can't fix it. Amen. But this is what he know. He said, greater he that is in me than he that's in this world. You were created with flaws.
All right.
Yeah, somebody gonna get this. Yeah, go look it up. Somebody gonna get this. Because what God wants you to understand, from the day that Adam and Eve got put out of the garden,
That's it.
he knew then. Somebody got to help me. See, you don't realize what that fruit or that apple or whatever, this piece of fruit that they ate from the tree of life, that they didn't put a touch. But when they bit it, when they sunk into it, it had the pleasures of life. Yeah. It caused their eyes to open. Somebody got to get this. Before that, they didn't have any evil. They were all good. But once they sunk down on it. So I told somebody this in school the other day. I said, they are flesh. See, watch this. The flesh was already there. It just hadn't woke up. Can I preach like I feel it today? I want to drop this off to some of y'all. Some of y'all really never knew what you really was and how sinful you really was until you got saved. Because when you ain't saved, you don't have no care about sin. But once you got saved, then you come to understand how sinful you really are. Why? Because once I gave my life to God, then my flesh, or should I say my eyes, became open. And then I realized, see, watch this. How many of y'all like me just wish? Help me out, first lady. How many of y'all like me just wish that you could just live perfect, live this great life, and just die?
Amen.
And go to heaven? How many of y'all like that? Just wish that. But how many of us realize that it ain't like that? That every day you got to look in the mirror and look at your flesh and realize I got to conquer this thing.
Come on now.
That every day you get up, I feel my help coming. I feel my help coming. Because when you lay down, it ain't just you laying down. There's two things lay down with you. The spirit and the flesh lay down together. And I want to drop this off on somebody that when you get up in the morning, Sister Alice, don't think you get up in the morning and you just get up in the spirit and the flesh just lay there, because the flesh wake up with you. And the flesh tells you when you get up in the morning, he starts off making sure that you know that I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. Throughout the whole day, your flesh is right there. Somebody ain't getting this right now. For my Bible said that when I would do good, evil is forever present. And I looked at that thing and I said, well, evil, what is evil? Evil is my flesh. My flesh is evil. That's why he said that in me dwelleth no good things. Because in me is the flesh. As long as the flesh is here, oh, just might help me. I feel like preaching. You see, you got to understand that there's a reason why God said that when we die, oh, hallelujah, help me, we ought to rejoice. Because when I die, then I don't die, but my flesh dies. See, the flesh died, but the spirit's still alive. The soul then can rejoice. Because when I die, I ain't got to get up in the morning dragging this flesh. I ain't got to worry about no more living with trials and tribulation. Because when I die, then I'm free from all of my flesh. The next day, ain't no more flesh troubling. Ain't no more flesh walking with me. God said we take the flesh, we put it in the grave, and we bury it. Anybody got some loved ones that's going on? You ought to be giving God praise, because they don't have to deal with the flesh no more. The flesh now has become dead. Paul put it this way. Paul said daily, we got to kill our flesh. Somebody thought that when you got saved, Sister Barnes, the flesh was dead. But the Bible says, Sister Amanda, that dead. And if they gonna play, keep playing with your flesh. Every day the flesh rises a little bit more. The next day it rises a little bit more. For those of you sitting in the church look all Pontius and Pilate, and you want to be judgmental to other folk, keep sitting there. And while you're sitting there acting that way, your flesh is rising. Your flesh is telling you to judge. Your flesh is telling you to talk about folk. Your flesh is telling you, look at this one and look at that one. But those of you who are free from sin, those of us who are saved, sanctified, and filled, you got to tell your flesh, you got to tell your flesh when it comes to judge folk, get thee behind me. You got to take your foot and put your flesh under you, and you got to tell your flesh that I conquer you. I'm not going to talk about folk because I realize that whatever they got, I got. The same flesh that dwelleth in them dwelleth. Dwelleth in me. This ego Christian. This ego Christian. Here we go. I'm going to drop this off and we out of here. This ego Christian. One thing the ego Christian gets, before you became an ego Christian, you with me? I called it the ego versus the snake. The ego gets a good set, First Lady, of eyes. The first thing we get when we become ego Christians is we get a good set of eyes. We can discern. We can see those things. God gives us a powerful eye. Somebody got to help me. But be careful that you don't let your flesh come in, because your flesh would take that same powerful eye and use it for deceitfulness. It'll use that eye to destroy you. But God gives you an eagle eye, because the eagle uses his eye to help him to catch his prey.
All right.
Help me, Holy Ghost. You got to use your eyes. His eyes are very strong. Can see long distance.
Amen.
I felt my help coming, God. Those of you that are saved, sanctified, and filled, when the enemy comes, the Bible said to eat of my flesh. The enemy stumbled and fell. Though a host has camped around me, I will not fear. See, when you got the eagle eye, y'all with me today? When you got the eagle's eye, you can see things from afar off. When you got the eagle eye. Grandma Pippin, my grandmother used to always say this to me. I have a very wise grandmother. I used to listen to her. She talked to me. Didn't understand a lot of things. She was Indian. So she talked in parables and things. She said, when your enemies come, she said, if you got a snake in your front yard, she said, don't go out there and mess with the snake. Talk to the eagle Christian. A lot of us see a snake in the front yard. We got to go out there and let the snake know that we know that you here. We got to talk to him. I know you lied on me. I know you tried to set traps for me. I know you did this to me. I know you did that to me. So what you now have done is you have allowed the snake to know that you know that he's your enemy. But Grandma said, if you see a snake in your front yard, Alexis, she said, leave the snake alone. Just let it be there. But as long as you know where the snake is at and the snake don't know where you at, you in control. See, a lot of folk need to be like this. Know your enemies and do good to them who despitefully misuse you. Why, God? Why should I do good to my enemies? Because when you do good to your enemies don't recognize nor realize that they know that you are their enemy. That's why they'll be like, oh, but I tried to hurt you. I tried to destroy you. I talked about you. I scandalized your name. I done all these things to come against you, but yet you still, in spite of all that, show love. So what did my enemy do? They just stand still and they stay plotted. They don't move. But if you go out there with a switch or a stick or a rock and you start messing with it, you're the snake. I tell you one thing, if you mess with your enemies, you better keep your eyes on them. Because there ain't nothing worse on this earth to know that a snake was in your front yard and you took your eyes off them. And then they done slid away somewhere and you don't know where they at. They could be in the house, they could be around the house, they could be under the house, they could be anywhere, but you don't know where they at. So it's best to just leave them where they are. See, an eagle don't just go down to get a snake. He don't fly down when he see the snake. He don't just go down to get him unless he got plans. Somebody help me. When an eagle go after a snake, it's food. Somebody help me. If we had more eagle Christians today, we would be better. If you got a problem with somebody, don't go and make them aware that you got a problem with them. What you do is you go ahead on and do. Now y'all got me thinking of my grandfather. Grandma married a very wise man too. This is what Granddad used to tell me. He used to come home complaining about stuff. This job, this people, these, always this. You know what grandfather did? He looked at me. He was a very quiet man. Granddad never said much or nothing. You better knew he was in the room. Never talked. He'd go outside underneath the cherry tree and just sit out there. He didn't say much. Somebody said people who don't talk a lot are very wise. All right, man. The folk who do a lot of talking, you ain't got to worry about them. But folk that don't say a lot, they observe. That's why he gave you one mouth and 2 ears. Listen more and talk less. Granddad used to tell me, he said, I came home one day, I kept talking, complaining about a job. He got sick of hearing me. Number of times I came home and he heard it, but he never said nothing. But when he got ready to speak, this is what he said. He said, let me tell you something, don't you ever forget this. I said, yes. He said, if you got a problem with something, don't keep talking about it. He said, either you do something about it, or either shut up. That's what Granddad told me. He told me either shut up or either do something about it. And don't tell people when you're going to do something. Grandma, what was Grandma Pittman saying? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Eagle Christians, I'm talking to somebody here. These them old folk that used to talk like that. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Somebody got to hear me today. Eagle Christians. Stop going around plotting and trying to get your enemies. If you got a problem with something, handle your business, but don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. And when you get ready to handle it, then handle it. Yeah, that's grandma and granddad. I just listen. Ain't that how it work? Ain't that how it work? That's what God tell us today. If y'all would just read the word and listen, yeah, that's how you're going to defeat the enemy. You ain't going to defeat no enemy doing a lot of talking. Satan look at all of us and we do more talking. Can I help myself today?
Amen.
And now we do. We got a problem with something. We just running our mouth. They don't know who they messing with. I'm going to show them. I'm going to help them. You got to realize it ain't them. It ain't them. It's the enemy that's using them. And you out telling the enemy what your game plan, your scheme. The old folks used to say it like this. To say, Ellis, I know you with me. You got to be. You've been saved for how long? You went to the barns. Y'all with me? Y'all been in the church for since who knows how long. So y'all should be with me. And the old folks used to say that they would hum so the enemy wouldn't know what they were thinking. Old folks didn't do it like I tell you about. They were singing a song, glory, 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 hallelujah. Then they get to that part. They say, you hum like that, but the enemy won't know what you're thinking. We need some old saints back in the church. We need some old saints back in the church. But I'm afraid all the old saints, the enemy got y'all quiet. See, when I was a child, they taught me those things. Won't paying attention, I'm coloring in my book. I ain't had no cell phone, so mama give me a pen or paper and I'm writing, and people in the church thought, he ain't paying attention. Sometimes my mom would be like, shut up in the chair, laying all on the ground. I learned more than they probably learned. Because I'm listening. I ain't distracted. I might be coloring, writing, but every now and then my ear will hurt, hearken to his ear. I heard something like, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Little Johnny was stealing my cookies in school. And I'm saying to myself, I keep complaining to little Johnny. I'm telling people, sometimes the people you telling your problem to is the ones running back telling your enemies. And you trying to figure out how they know. They won't dare. They know because you told somebody else. And you told them, don't tell. Them the main ones that go tell. Don't tell. I'm talking about so and so. Next thing you know, so and so coming to you. All of us guilty of that. Letting our left hand know what our right hand doing. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to leave y'all alone. I don't preach enough. All another saying they had. This ain't come from grandma and granddad. This came from minister school. They said, stand to be heard. No, stand to be seen. Speak to be heard. And sit down to be appreciative. Put your hands together and give God some praise. You got to know when you finish. You got to know when to sit down. And you got to know when to be quiet. The Lord is telling me, Pastor, they done heard enough about an eagle. Everybody in this church should be able to fly now. Everybody in this church should be able to fly now. Come on, put your hands together and give God some praise. Lord, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you again today. Thank God again today. May we all stand.